golfers, welcome to the Golf Pro Drive-In. And it is just a beautiful sunshiny Friday to get you going for the weekend. I got a little challenge for you. I'll talk to you first and foremost about a pet peeve of pretty much any golf professional in the golf business, including on the PGA Tour. Pace of play. Pace of play. Now, I know most of you at your home golf clubs or whatever probably pride yourself on pace of play and can play 18 holes of golf under 4 hours in a foursome and all that. By the way, I said foursome. You don't get extra stars or credit points if you can play a 4-hour round of golf as a twosome. You should be able to play a 4-hour round of golf as a twosome. In fact, you should probably play a 18-hole round of golf as a twosome in somewhere around 3 hours or less. So if it's taking you 4 hours to play a round of golf as a twosome, don't pat yourself on the back. That's not very good. So I would say roughly for each person you add, it's going to add about 30 minutes to your round of golf. It's just, I'm giving you rough estimates. I have not actually did any research on this to any great extent, but let's just say roughly for every person you add, you're going to add 30 minutes to a round of golf. So a foursome, about 4 hours. A threesome's 3.5. Twosome's 2. And if you're a single, you should be, or a twosome should take right about 3 hours. And then if you're a single, you should take no more than about 2.5. That's if nobody's in your way. Most courses, a foursome is going to pace the day because you're probably leading out with a foursome. But anyway, just general thought. So how can we improve pace of play? And we'll give you a couple of things here. Number one, have a good understanding, not a general understanding, but a good understanding of the rules and etiquette of the game of golf. If you have this understanding, and you're not just blindly going out there with a set of golf clubs you just bought from Played Against Sports or something, and you're like, I'm going to go play golf today, or my buddies have been playing, so I'm going to go play with them, and you've never played golf before. Man, those are the ones that you don't want to be behind. They're going to take forever because there is so much going on in your brain just trying to play the game of golf that you do not have the wherewithal or the awareness at all to be able to pace yourselves or to understand, oh man, I'm going slow or I'm going fast or whatever it may be. So very, very difficult to do. You've got to have some general etiquette and understanding of the game of golf. You have to have some awareness that, man, there's people behind me waiting every time. Let me either, one, get out of their way, which I'm not a fan of, because if you let a group play through, then there's going to be another group more than likely come up behind you. You've got to let them play through. It's actually slower. You'd benefit more from skipping holes. So let's say you start your round, your group's slow, you get 3 holes behind. Right off the bat, you're about 15 to 20 minutes behind pace through 4 or 5 holes. And then you notice there's groups behind you. Don't let them play through. Go up to where you should be, which is about 3 or 4 holes ahead. That's really the way you should do it. And then you could maybe go back and play those holes. But then again, if you're playing that slow, it's just kind of tough luck, in my opinion. But not having any knowledge really of the rules of the game to know that there is a pace of play policy in there, that there's a time limit for which you should be able to hit your shot in under 40 seconds, things like that. If you don't have a concept or an understanding of that, you're going to be a slow player. And you say, well, what if I can't break 100? Because certainly I've seen people who can hit shots within 40 seconds, but they're going to shoot 100 to 120. Well, they're going to take a while. It doesn't matter. You know, they're trying. They're at least moving. Then I would tell them the same thing. I wouldn't be playing for a score. If you're shooting over 100, I would not worry about your golf score. I would go out and I'd play golf only for the fun of it. Go and enjoy yourself. Pick up. If you hit a time limit on a hole, or if you've hit a certain number of shots, pick your ball up. Move on. Move on to the next one. You're going to get just as much fun out of that as you would trying to get the ball in the hole. If you can't break 100, in my opinion, you have no business actually trying to hold the ball out for a score. Get it up there, get it close, pick it up eventually, and move on. It's just too much going on. There's a lot of people who are paying hard-earned money, just no different than what you are, but who are out there, and it could be impeding their enjoyment. And so we can all have a good time, a little bit of give and take in here so everybody can have a good time. But there's no glory in going out and shooting 115. Even if you're a 120 person, you go out and you shoot 115, it's your career best score. There's just, go break 100. But to do that, go practice. Spend some time on the lesson tee. Spend some time educating yourself on the rules of the game and pace of play and etiquette to where that's not really that big of a deal. Another little nugget. Be ready to hit your shot. Again, this goes back to rules of the game and etiquette. Most people who don't have an understanding of that, they're going to wait for their buddy to hit, and then the next person that becomes their turn, and they're going to walk back to the cart, they're going to go back to their bag, then they're going to grab the club, they're going to ask their buddies what they hit. You're going to get a million different questions, and then that guy's going to hit. Well, remember, he's got 40 seconds to play his shot. You don't have time to do all that stuff. And so whenever that happens, that's going to delay play. That's going to delay your ability to play at the proper speed. So when it's your turn to hit, be ready to hit. If you're on the tee and your playing partner hits his tee shot, as soon as he's swinging through, or she, and they're up in their fall through watching their ball land, you should be getting in there and trying to tee your ball up and ready to hit. That's going to help your overall pace of play. Being out in the fairway waiting to hit your shot while your playing partner is over on the other side of the fairway hitting his or hers, that's going to allow you to have a better pace of play. It's little things like that can make a world of difference. But yet, a golfer who's just not very well educated or a new golfer to the game, there's so many things going on in their minds that they cannot possibly have the awareness to be able to think about all those things. So, those are just a few nuggets. I could do a whole month's worth probably on pet peeves of the golf course and just playing golf. Because there's just so many different things. Raking bunkers. Gosh, people don't rake bunkers anymore. When COVID came along, bunker raking ceased. And talk about an epidemic. That was an epidemic. That was a real epidemic because everyone stopped raking bunkers. And then that is carried on into, it's 2026, so 5-6 years later. People still aren't raking bunkers, and that's still the excuse that is given. If you hit a shot, if you walk into a bunker, I don't even care if you hit a shot out of it. If you walk into a bunker, even if you minimally leave any footprints, if you just walk into it and retrieve your ball and walk out, rake it. Rake your bunkers. Anytime you step foot in a bunker, you must rake your footprint or where you hit the shot from every single time, without fail. I don't even care if you left just a baby footprint, just a tiny little track, maybe hardly any track at all. Get a rake and rake the bunker. Leave the golf course, and this is something that we learned as juniors. You fix your ball marks. It was a point of pride to fix your ball mark whenever you were a kid, that you actually hit a ball high enough in the air and landed it onto the green that it would leave a crater. That was a point of pride that you got to then go and fix that with your little tool, your little divot repair tool. You had this tool. What do I use it for? Fixing ball marks. Man, I can't wait to finally hit one high enough and land it on the green to do that. So it was a point of pride. Fix your ball marks, fix yours and then one other, and then make sure you rake your bunkers and fill your divots with sand. Leave the golf course in better condition than you found it. And the last thing I'm going to tell you, this is your challenge for the week. Aside from raking bunkers, playing quicker, and all that. If you are just a typical 40 to 50-year-old man, and you come out to the golf course and say, hey, I'm playing golf today. you're probably going to look at the scorecard and you're going to find out wherever the middle tee, the white tee, the blue tee, the white tee's pretty traditional at most places. You're going to find that team like, all right, I'm playing the white tees today. Why? Why would you play the white tees today? Based on what information would make you want to play the white tees? Is it your score? Is it how far you hit the golf ball? What makes you want to play there? Here's your challenge. If you cannot break 100 in 18 holes of golf, or 50 on 9 holes, go straight to whatever the forward tee is on that scorecard. If it's red or whatever. Red is not a ladies' tee. Whatever that forward tee is, it's not a ladies' tee. Golf is based off of skill. So if you can't break 100 or break 50 on 9 holes or 100 on 18 holes, go to the very first tee, the one that is closest to the green, play from it. Once you start establishing a decent score or a good solid pace of play, I'd focus more on the pace of play right now. That should help you get your pace of play better. Stay there until you get skilled enough or can get your scores down to the point that it would make sense for you to move back. And if you can't break 100 from the forward tee, then just stay right there. I promise you're going to have more opportunities at birdies. You're going to have more opportunities at lower scores. There's a lot of positives that can come from you playing from those tees. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It has nothing to do with that. Then you can move back. There's a lot of different things out there about, well, if you hit a driver 200 yards, you play from these. If you hit it 250, you'll play from the next to the back tee. If you can hit over 270, then you can play from the back tee. Let me just tell you right now, I've given lessons to baseball players and football players and these big, strong athletes who could easily, I'm telling you, hit a golf ball 300 yards based off of speed alone. They don't, but they could. And they also can't break 115 or 120. So to the forward tee you go. Go and play from there. Learn the etiquette and the understanding of the game. You're going to play a heck of a lot quicker, so you're not going to be in people's way. And you're actually going to have more opportunities to shoot lower scores and better scores. So start there. And as your game improves, as your etiquette improves, as your understanding of the game improves, then you can back up a tee as you get more and more skilled. But don't do it based off of your gender. Don't do it based off of how far you hit the golf ball. Say, I'm in this level of score or that level of score, and let that gauge the tee that you play from. And a little bit on age too. If you're a little bit older, you don't hit the ball quite as far, maybe move up. Same thing with the ladies. They can move up a little bit because they might not hit the ball quite as far. But all in an effort to improve pace of play and to better your scores. All right, there's your challenge. Hope it helps you this weekend. And play golf. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend ahead. So we'll see you next time on the Golf Pro Drive.
It's a Golf Pro Driving.